All right, finally, let's get into the GTA specifically as opposed to the whole board there. Our first increase, Matt, we're looking at 1.6 month over month. Talk to me about median price. I like seeing that.
Yep, that's not bad. And even the transactions are up almost 14%. New listings are up 32.2%. Days on market fell by a day. But termination volume, again, still in the highs, 54%. 75% year over year on the termination volume. And then we can see, year over year, a 30% decrease in how many properties changed hands, with a 3.7% decrease in the overall price.
Yeah, I think what's important to note is we're just still off the pace, right? We're off the pace here. If you're doing your market analysis and you're trying to figure out where you are in pricing, yeah, we're still down from last year. So you gotta remember that when you're looking in and being like, that one that sold last year on your street, not where we're at anymore. And that's important to note. When we're looking at our new listings here, again, we're in the mix with a lot of other years. We're not that far off. It's really specifically when we start looking at condos where we really see this number fluctuate up. And I know that when we came into the detached market in one of our other slides, we're not even at the highest in that either, right? When you're segmenting an audience, we go back to some other challenging years in the market, and we're not at those levels of active listings or new listings coming into the market as well. Yeah, so active listings, Matt, up 54%. In comparison to this time last year, we are now at a high across the board. And again, we're looking at all home types here, so you got to remember a lot of this is being pushed by the condo market. Sales volume, again, across all home types. This is how far down we are. We're down off the pace for like the last 15 years, essentially, with that acknowledgement that can turn around pretty quickly, as we saw in the COVID years. All right, what do you think is going to happen here with our median price, Matt, as we carry through for the rest of the year?
Yeah, at the end of the day, if you're going to have active listings up 54% over last year, sales volume starting to slightly come around, but well below where we've been over the last 14 years. I think there's some downwards pressure to come here. Either we're going to follow the 2021 line down into the summer or hover a little bit below or above it. But at the end of the day, you have too many active listings, you're going to have pressures on that price to the downside.
Absolutely.
And when you look at the months of inventory, you're the highest you've been since going back to 2011.
Yeah. And then when we get back that far, honestly, we were never talking about these kind of numbers. None of our record-breaking numbers really came in until, like, even for sales-wise, was around here. So if you don't have the inventory to get the record-breaking sales, here's the months of inventory when we had record-breaking sales here and down here. 2021, this is our months of inventory. We had the most amount of sales on the Toronto Real Estate Board ever by a dramatic number. We were at 121,000 sales, thereabouts. Previously, I think the high in 2017 was maybe 110 or 107. And this is what the inventory levels were at that time. This is where we are now, right? This is the highest we've ever been by far.
And we can see from 2012 down to 2017, it takes time to get down to that level as well. Yeah. So, we're in an upwards trend now. This could be the year we top out, but it takes time to get down to the lower levels where you're going to see those higher prices as well.
Yeah. From 2012 to 2017, you're looking at 5 years there to get to those lower levels. And then, funny enough, 2017 to 2022, pretty similarly, you're almost at that, like, kind of that 5-year-ish cycle in terms of when we see those really low lows. And again, those low lows just means that it's a fantastic seller's market. And we talked about this on our last video, Matt. It being an amazing seller's market does not mean that it's a good market. Like, we've really veered off from the health of our market by saying it's only when it's like an amazing seller's market. That is not a healthy market either, right? No. You're at the two extremes here, and you want to be here in a balanced market is really, I think, where we'd all like to be. Both as citizens and as professionals in this industry. That is just a better place to help people. It's a better place to be for your family. So hopefully as we make some different policy decisions and everything kind of adjusts and hopefully stabilizes in our world, we can end up somewhere around here if we make the right investments as a nation and go the right route.